Chronicles of Abdullahi A.A.SULE.
If you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there. It's a reality of the world. And for me, it's not the first time. So it's not politics.
Without education, there's no government, there's no country that will prosper, that will develop. Education is key to human development. Education is key to economic development. Education is key to civilization of any society.
In fact, the governor made it very clear that education is one of his priorities. In fact, it is his topmost priorities. And he has actually demonstrated that. For the first time, we have seen that an inventory of all the challenges of primary and secondary schools have been undertaken in Nasarawa State. That is like a neat assessment. This gives you understanding about the number of teachers available and the deficiency. It gives you idea about the infrastructure and the infrastructure deficit, and it also points to you what you need to do in order to improve the quality and standard.
Problem is not anything to run away from, but know them first. If you know them, then you can solve the problem. When I came back and went into African Petroleum, and so we invited PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers at the time. When they saw the books, they were telling me that, do you really want to tell the world these books? They are not looking good at all. You have a huge negative balance sheet. For a quoted company, your share price will be deeply affected. I said, that's what I want. I want us to know we are somewhere here, and then we build up from there. And that's what they did. So they disclosed to us we had over 22 billion debt, and we had a negative balance sheet. So we disclosed it to the capital market that this was our position. But then we built up from there, and we were able to take the company out of the negative balance sheet, and it became a very attractive company. These are the kinds of things that for me, that I love to see. Tanko Almakura has done wonderful when it comes to infrastructure. He did a lot of work. He found a lot of rot, in our educational system, in the infrastructure. But you see, if somebody believes that all our problems were over from there, then that person is not being truthful.
The first most important thing in the development of a society, a state, is education. The government of A.A.SULE has gone out to look at the state of the startup point of educational development in Nasarawa State, which is the primary school. I saw some time back a team had gone out to see how best dilapidated buildings will be brought to normalcy and to make learning environment enabling.
So that's why we needed the federal university, not the state university, the federal university to come in, assist us and come out with the situation. And that's what they did.
A baseline survey on educational well-being of basic schools, that's primary schools and secondary schools, cut across the 13 local government of the state. We surveyed 1,350 primary schools. We actually surveyed 1,391 schools. And in secondary schools, there are 419 schools, out of which we validated and analyzed 413 instruments.
They told us they hadn't truth. They told us that not up to 20% of the schools, are actually habitable. That 80% of our schools needed, of the 1,301 primary schools that we had, needed one kind of support or the other in order for us to bring them to the standard.
With the baseline survey conducted on the education sector, Engineer Abdullahi A.A.SULE has shown that you cannot play politics with education. As a leader, he always rises above the banality, of politics. And that is what the baseline survey has shown, that the governor of Nasarawa State does not simply want to window dress the problems of education in his state. He wants to solve the problems from the root, from deep down, from what is called in the education sector from ground zero, and that is what he's doing.
Chronicles of Abdullahi A.A.SULE is a production of the Directorate of Strategic Communication in the Office of His Excellency Governor Abdullahi A.A.SULE. Edited by Amos Adoiner Al Hassan and Lucky Stephen. Music score, Ikwan Onker. Directed by Yakubulamai.